Good morning. This is David Lanigan. I am your field manager down here in South Carolina. What we're going to do today is we're going to do your pre-drywall orientation. This video is just for reference since you can't make it. I'm just moving away from the noise there a little bit, but basically I have a small agenda here that I'm going to go over with you. Okay? The purpose of our video here is just to review your options and also point out our Pulte construction standards that we use here in South Carolina that we're real proud of. So I'm just going to get started here in the garage, and I'm just going to walk kind of room to room and point out things just in general to you, and also as I see your specific options I will point them out to you. Okay? So let's start right here. This is your electric panel. Alright? This is where all your circuit breakers will be. Okay? I'll show that to you. They'll all be labeled later on. Right next to that we have a water shutoff valve. That valve is used to shut the water off from the entire house with the exception of the irrigation system. That'll be turned off out in the yard. Somewhere around that mess. Later on once all landscaping is done. Okay, to the right of the electric meter here we got a couple of low voltage junction boxes there, which would be for your different services for internet, cable, things like that. You can see the black and blue wires here as they come from all the different locations throughout the home. They come down and go out to the outside of the house. Same thing when you order your service for internet, telephone, cable, the appropriate utility will come and connect that on the outside. That little black box next to that is a junction box for an outlet, just a service outlet for the for that low voltage stuff there, so they can plug in. Next we have a bunch of pipes coming down this outside wall. Okay, that's going to be for your tankless water heater. It's actually mounted on the outside of the house, so you have a hot and a cold. And then you have that metal gas line, that steel gas line coming down and going out there. Okay, this is the doorway going up to your attic storage, your garage storage. Okay, I'll take a quick walk up there for you. Please excuse the trash. We're right in the middle of a busy schedule, and the cleaner just hasn't shown up to do a quick sweep yet. So I apologize for that, but we'll get it all cleaned up. Okay, so here's the attic storage. Alright, it's really nice option. So much better than going up a set of pull down stairs. Okay, you'll have a light fixture right here. Later on, just a regular old light bulb. And then there's the view at the stairway. Okay, what I'd like to point out while I'm up here is some of the Pulte standards, and also the radiant barrier as part of our energy package. So if you look at this foil that's on the underside of the roof plywood, this product here helps radiate back the sun's energy so that your attic doesn't get so hot. Okay, real nice feature. Some of the other things you'll notice, you see a bunch of wood bracing everywhere. Okay, that's all part of our engineer's design. See this big L-shaped beam going across this outside gable wall? That's to protect it from any wind loads in the case of a hurricane. Some of the other things you'll notice is things like this, these little metal gusset plates here, all part of our truss system. I'm actually standing inside of a truss right now while I'm talking to you. Okay? Actually standing right inside the trusses. Great engineering we use here. Okay? Moving on, let's just take a look. You'll see also a bunch of, see the little metal straps all poking up out of the main house roof. These trusses sit on top of the main roof there. Okay, again, all part of our construction standards that we do here. Alright, so we'll take another look down. We'll go into the main house here. Okay, moving on. One of the other things I want to point out, excuse me, is some of the advanced framing techniques that we use. One of the things we do here is, if you notice, this garage door header, the beam that goes over the door itself, you notice it's framed all the way to the outside wall there, and then it's strapped with a metal strap. Okay, it doesn't stop right at the edge of the door. We continue it right to the corner of the building, and that's part of our advanced framing techniques. Alright, the other thing you'll notice too is that we use these little nail guards, the little metal plates. That is just to protect that wire. That's the garage door opener control wire. And see also how we foam it with that orange styrofoam? That's to prevent draft stops, which means if there was ever any type of little fire, or any little spark or anything that was smoldering inside this little wall cavity here, that it wouldn't have a fresh supply of oxygen from that hole. So we fill it in, that way that smoldering just stays smoldering long enough for you to call the fire department or have your smoke detectors go off. Okay? Alright, so one of your options in here, you've got the utility sink here in the corner. You'll have an outlet on the wall there. You got some little storage underneath the stairway here. That'll all be sheetrocked in. Okay? Then over here, this is the door that goes from the garage to the house. You got a light switch here. You got another little blue wire. That's for the button that controls the door opener. Alright. Then we've got an additional outlet here, which is probably your golf cart charging outlet, if you got that option. Okay? And then you got a pipe coming down this outside wall, and it goes right outside, and that's going to be a garden hose connection there at your front walkway. So let's head inside here. We've got our owner's entry. Okay, you got a recessed light right there. Alright, you got kind of a cubby area as you walk in with a light switch. Now you'll notice it's a little bit harder to view in this video because my camera angle only goes so wide, so I'll try to pan around and show you as much as I can. But you're going to have a closet right here on your right as you walk in. And then as we turn to the right, we get actually into the kitchen areas here. And then your front door is over here. Alright, and you'll notice at your front door you also have a recessed light. You've got an air conditioning vent there. We stuff it full of insulation just to keep it clean during construction, but we obviously pull that out later. The other thing you'll notice too is, again, our construction standards, our engineering, is those brackets right there holding the trusses down to the actual house. Just part of many, many, many pieces of metal that's holding this whole house together in order to prevent it from blowing down the street in a bad hurricane. Alright? Alright, so you got a coat closet. Actually, the coat closet we just saw. Sorry about that. Back to the front door. You come in, you've got your flex room or library or office or whatever room that you want to name this room. Alright, we'll come in. You can see the back of some outlets from the kitchen. You'll see some switch boxes for this room. But basically your nuts and bolts of it are that you have a phone location right here. And then you have an outlet right here. That white box is for the refrigerator on the other side of the wall. You got outlets throughout the room. Okay, of course your nice windows. Alright, and then you got another outlet over there in the corner. One thing you'll notice here is we've got our insulation. You can see that right there, it's an R15. Okay, this is called EcoBat product. It's an outstanding product. It doesn't look so pretty, but boy, it does a good job for you. So you'll notice that when we do all this insulation, we fill every single little cavity. The other thing that you'll notice too, is see this orange styrofoam? We styrofoam between every stud. Every stud. Making sure that there are no drafts or air infiltration. Try to make your house as tight as we can. Alright. One of the other things you'll notice too is you'll notice that yellow styrofoam. That yellow foam right in here. This yellow foam here. That's a special foam for around the windows and doors. Okay. The orange foam is a little bit more fire rated, and the yellow is made for around doors and windows so it doesn't bow out the window. You can see a real good shot there. Okay, so the other thing you'll notice too is, again, more strapping. Strapping holding everything down from, you've got your truss right here, metal straps holding that down to the header. Over here, top plate the header to your jacks all the way down, and then you see that's all held down to the bottom of the house. And then on the outside, your walls are also held down. It's covered up by siding now, but also held down to the concrete as well. Alright, so lots of things going on there. Alright, so moving on. Back in your hallway, your front end foyer, this is the view from your front door. Let's head on in the kitchen here. Alright, you're going to have a pantry closet right here. You'll have your refrigerator location, will be right about here. That's your water supply for the fridge, for ice, fresh water, that type of thing. That's my phone, excuse that. You got a bunch of light switches or control lights here in the kitchen. You've got a phone jack here because you're going to have a little countertop next to your fridge. A little countertop, fridge, outlet right there. Okay, again, this is the pantry. You'll have your own light in there with a light switch and shelves. This is your main countertop section here. Again, you see all these black boxes. Those are for outlets, switches, things like that. The wire that you see hanging out right here, this little wire, that is not a mistake. That's actually your under cabinet lighting package. So we leave that wire stubbed out so they can put it right underneath the cabinet. So down here we have a couple different things going on. You got an outlet for the range, and you have the gas line was your upgrade. That shut-off valve right there is for your gas line. This big box here is the standard 220 line that we put in for your range. You may or may not need it depending on the one you chose. You definitely chose the gas, so there it is. We'll connect to that later. Alright, so moving around, much more stuff there. Looking back at your kitchen, you've got your island here. Okay, kind of hard to tell what the finished product is going to look like, but the frame is there. Cabinets will go along this. Your sink is going to be in this location. Okay, you got some power and stuff going on there for the dishwasher, power for your garbage disposer. There's some outlets in the island, things like that. Okay, so that's what all that stuff is right there for. Again, you'll notice some nice standard features that we do. Look at that big metal plate right there protecting those pipes from any screws from the cabinets or the sheetrock. Real nice techniques there. Okay. Alright. So on the other side of the kitchen here, we've got the wet bar area. Alright. So again, outlets, on the cabinet, light wires, all kinds of stuff going on here. Here's the plumbing for the sink. Alright. That black box there is actually under cabinet wiring where it all ties in together so that they can access it later. Alright. Okay, so let's move on to your dining room here. You got the two windows here in the dining room. Your chandelier is going to be here. You got the window out to the back patio, the door. Okay, you got the covered patio here. So it's all covered. Started with the siding. I'll finish that up later. And this is looking back towards the kitchen. Alright, so now one thing you'll notice here in the kitchen as well is all your recessed light packages in all throughout over there. Air conditioning vent. Kind of hard to see, but there's a lot of stuff going on there. You got the recessed light package here. You have another set of recessed lights here. It's kind of like in the hallway. It's between the wet bar and your island. They call it a hallway, but it's not actually a hallway. Okay, and then as you turn looking towards the master bedroom, that little hall there, you get another recessed light. This is your great room here. You got the three windows along the back. Okay. And you got a ceiling fan junction box right here. That's one of the options that you chose. Okay. So around the room, same thing. You've got standard outlets. There is a phone jack right here, which I believe is one of your selections. We'll confirm that in a minute. Regular outlets under the windows. One there. One there, and we got one there. Switches for everything. Okay, moving on. This is kind of a little hallway. Your master bedroom's this way, your laundry room's this way. Right above you, you got a return air vent. That's for your HVAC system. Okay, so depending on what season it is, it's going to pull the air back up into the air handler, recycle it, reheat it, recool it, and then we'll come back out to all the rooms. right here is where your thermostat's going to be. That little bundle of wires there. We'll put that on the wall here in this little back hallway, kind of centrally located in the house. While I'm standing here, I'm going to back up. I'll show you if you can kind of see up into the attic a little bit. You'll see all the ductwork, all that ductwork wrapped with insulation. Another thing that we do, part of our standards, is look at all the white, what looks like white paint or casting around the ductwork there. That's called mastic. It's like a rubber membrane. And what we do is we want to air seal that, make sure that no cold air is going in your attic. All right, so everything's efficient. Okay, everything's all strapped off. If you look at the metal straps, everything's strapped from above. All right, so nothing's hanging on your ceiling. Everything's all tied up, nice, proper, professional way. Okay, I'm just kind of looking around. Okay, kind of tough to see with the video camera, but these guys really do a good job. I mean, everything they do is really tight. Even around that box right there, that's a ceiling vent. They even wrap around the box with insulation and the mastic. Okay, moving on. Laundry room. This is going to be where your washer and dryer are. This is your washer connections right here. Okay, hot and cold, and your drain right there. You got a plug for that. All right, over here is where your dryer will be. Again, that'll be the standard electric. Take that off of there. Standard electric location there for the dryer. And then this will be where your actual exhaust vent hooks up to it. It's actually recessed into the wall to save you some space with that, your own flexible hose. I'll show you that at the end of the job. It's a nice feature that we do. Another thing you'll notice too is you use all hard piping for your dryer. We don't use any of that flex stuff. That way you don't have to clean it as often. It's much more efficient for you. We got a light fixture in here, and we also put in a AC vent. So even though this room is right in the middle of the house, there's no outside walls, we still put in an AC vent to keep it comfortable. Alright, you got a light switch here on the wall for your laundry. And then see that little blue wire? That little blue wire is the control for your water heater. There'll be a thermostat in here just for your water heater. I'll show you that at the end of the project. So here is the master bedroom. You've got your tray ceiling. It's framed in. Okay, looks good. Once that sheetrock's on there and they got that crown molding on, boy, that's going to look nice. Alright, you got your 3 windows along the back. You got a return air vent in here. So since this is one of the bigger rooms, we put its own return vent in here. That way if you keep the door closed, it still has good circulation for your air. That little black box there is for a smoke detector. We put those in according to what the fire department requires. So they're randomly put, well, not randomly, but they're put throughout the home according to their plan. Also, what you have here is your ceiling fan junction box. Okay, so that'll be a blank plate, and there's 2 switches that will come with that. I'll show you that at the end of the project. A couple of AC vents here along these big back windows. Alright, knock that hot air down, keep your room nice and cool in the summer. Alright. Regular outlets throughout the room here that I'm seeing. And then you have, there is a switched outlet, which is usually in the corner. Again, I'll show you that at the end of the job. Alright, so that's pretty much it for your master. We can see through the wall here to your tub. One thing I want to show you is behind your tub is this paper right here. That's tape actually right there. We actually put a vapor barrier behind your tub, and it goes all the way down and around and back. And then let's see if we fit the camera in there. Okay, so that you don't have any moisture buildup or anything behind the tubs where you can't see it. Okay, and while I got the camera here, see that blue and green? That's actually part of your pest control system. That special tubing that the pest control companies can inject into those tubes, and those tubes have little holes in them. And when they inject the pesticide into there, it kind of bleeds into the interior walls. Alright, so they don't have to come in and spray inside the home. I can explain more of that to you when you come at the end of the project. So here's your shower enclosure. You got the window above, real nice window, lots of light in the bathroom. Okay, again, apologize for the dirty tub, but it'll be brand new when you get here. Recessed light in the tub too. Actually in the shower, excuse me. Alright, then you've got a exhaust fan here in the master bathroom. And then you've got your double sinks. Okay, so you see the plumbing there for both the sinks. You got some switches as soon as you come in the door. You'll have a light over each one of those sinks. Okay, just a nice big open bathroom. You've got a linen closet here next to the shower. And then next to that, you've got the private toilet room. Okay, there's the plumbing right there for that. You got your own exhaust vent just for that little room there. Okay, and your own AC vent for that little room as well. So nice and comfortable. Okay, nice big walk-in closet here off the master bathroom. Okay, kind of hard to get the feel for it, but it is quite big. You got a light fixture there. Of course, you have your shelves throughout the area. Okay, it comes right around the corner here. It's pretty good size. One thing you'll notice is this square box here on the ceiling. You're gonna have an access up to the attic here in the closet. It'll look like basically a picture frame when the job's all done. And I'll show that to you. But that's for a technician to access the attic and the air handler and all that type of thing. Okay, so I'm going to walk back around through your master bedroom here. I'm going to walk through your little hallway, back into your great room here. I'm going to go around the corner and I'm going to go back to bedroom number 2 and bath number 2. So this is your front door. Going back into the hallway. This is the door to the garage. And then right here you have your bathroom 2, your full bath. So you got your tub enclosure there. Again, you'll see that paper behind the tub so that we don't get any vapor buildup, any moisture buildup behind the tub. You've got your plumbing here for your sink and your toilet. Alright, pretty standard stuff. Your bath fan, okay, air conditioning vent right there. Alright, coming back into the hallway, we got the door to the bedroom right here. And you walk in, you have a closet here on your right. You have a shelf in there with the bypass doors. And then the room itself, you got the window. Alright, got some light switches, you got a ceiling fan junction box there, AC vent, smoke detector. Okay, we use a smoke detector and carbon monoxide combination units here in the bedrooms, so that whatever problem you got, you know about it. Alright, so I'm just going to review this list here. One of the things I'd like to show you is the air sealing. Another part of the air sealing is our, you can't really see it, they covered up with this plywood, but we seal underneath all the 2x4s throughout the home where the 2x4s meet the concrete. Okay, we seal all that up. Here's a shot of it. You can see it sticking out a little bit right here. See that little styrofoam? Okay, that seals the bottom of the house, the wood, to the concrete, so you don't get any creepy crawlies coming in, no moisture coming in, none of that. Another thing you can see here in the garage is you can see these straps, and these straps right here, they go around that 2x4 and down into the concrete and hold everything down. Okay, we already talked about the bracing. Oh, the piping itself, the PEX piping, what a superior product this stuff is. You see it's color coded here. You got your hot and cold, but this stuff is great. We use, the way we put it in kind of looks sloppy, the way it's just kind of like bent over and everything, but it's actually done it by design. Instead of putting like a nice sharp elbow on some of these curves, we try to use the least amount as possible fittings so that we have the least amount of leak possibilities. So you see how that hot water line just kind of loops around like that? It looks kind of funny. Well, there's 2 fittings there that we didn't use. That means there's 2 places that we eliminated that could possibly leak. That's the reason why we do that. Looks like their plumber was lazy, but he actually did exactly what we want him to do. Okay, so let's head on into the kitchen here. And I'm going to set up the camera on a tripod, and I'm going to go over this information right here with you. Okay, I'm going to do that kind of quick. We're almost done. I just want to do a quick review. Let me put this on the tripod. Okay, I don't have editing software, so just apologize for the little interruption here. Alright, let's set that up. Flip that over. Okay, how you doing? Alright, so I'm going to go around the island. Alright, take my hard hat off. Put that right there. Okay, alright, so anyway, what we got here is we got all your options. So what I want to do is I just want to read through them. The ones that are yellow are the ones that can be installed at this point. The ones that are not highlighted, they're going to come later, like hardwood and tile and things like that. So obviously we got the Castle Rock floor plan. Okay, you got elevation 4, which I'll take a quick walk around the house with the camera in a minute when we close out the video. But you've got the screen lanai option. So we did look out the window there and we saw your porch, we saw the lanai. The screen isn't in at this point, that'll come later, but it's all framed up, ready to go. Then we got the golf cart receptacle, we saw that in the garage. We had one additional cable outlet, okay? We got the ceiling fan pre-wire package, we saw that. Floodlight at the exterior, so when we walk around back, I'll show you that. 3 pendant lights, okay, here in the kitchen right above me. Okay, there are 3 junction boxes for your pendant lights over the island. The recessed can lights in the kitchen, we saw that. Under cabinet light package, we saw the wire, I explained that. Then we've got the optional library. So when we started the video, I was talking about the name of that room. Well, yours is called the library because you got the French door option, okay, that comes with that. So those will come later on. Tray ceiling in the master bedroom, we got that. And then we've got they call it the laundry tub in the garage. I call it a utility sink. So we saw the plumbing that was installed for that. The recessed can lights in the hallways, that's all in. The built-in appliances, gas, stainless steel range. So I showed you that shut-off valve there in the kitchen. We're all set with that. Garage storage walk upstairs. Right there, we did see that. We went up there, I talked about that. Okay, the energy package. You know, I talked about the radiant barrier, I showed you the insulation, all the spray foam that we do, all the higher rated HVAC system, that's all part of that energy package. So some of it's in, some of it's coming later. Alright, the beverage center with sink, that's basically the wet bar over here. I showed you that. Then we've got optional sink and master bath. So that's the 2 sinks in the master bath. Alright. Then you got recessed can lights in the foyer in lieu of the regular light fixture. So we saw that too. And then the final thing I've got is the optional alternate kitchen island. Alright, basically what that means is you've got the island that's configured so that the dishwasher sits on the floor and the countertop is all one height. Alright, so that's what that means. So we're all set with your options. The other thing that I like to review is the closing time frame. Okay, the closing time frame, we should be on schedule. I think we're going to be towards the end of June. You're going to get an official notice from our closing coordinator about 30 days prior. Where we stand now is you can see installation, all the trades are done. We're waiting for some inspections. Once those inspections are done, they'll allow us to drywall. Drywalling is about a week or so. Once the drywall is done, the cabinet delivery will come. And when the cabinets come, I check it off in my computer system. And then what happens is the closing coordinator is going to see that. She's going to set the date for that closing because the cabinets are kind of like a make it or break it type thing. So as long as those come in with no issues, they'll set that date. Okay. All right, so let's take a walk outside, and I'm just going to show you real quickly. It's going to be a little bit noisy because they're pouring concrete right next door. So if you can't hear me, I apologize, but I'll take a quick walk around, show you some of our standard features, and also I will point out if there's any options that you chose, like the floodlight. So, let me grab the camera here, and we will walk around outside. Again, apologize for the non-editing here, but it's so much easier to do without stopping this video, just to do it on the fly. So why don't we just go right out the front door, and then what we'll do is we will walk completely around the house, and I'll end the video in the street. Okay, so this is walking out your front door. You see your siding's all installed, and you might be saying, boy, that's the wrong color. Well, don't worry about it. We paint everything. So we still have a bunch of caulking and prep work to do. All right, so here's your front door right there. Let me back up. Watch where I step, walking backwards. But here's your front door. Okay, there's your dormers above. They still have to do the siding on that. All right, you see a vent sticking out there? That's actually the bath vent for that hall bathroom. They'll put a nice little trim piece on there later. Okay, we put it up in the soffits there so that there's no possibility for it to leak. If we put it in the sidewall, it'd be a possibility to leak. But one of the things we do to help prevent leaks is we actually use these special vinyl boxes right here where this garden hose is going to be. All right, it's all flashed. You can't see the flashing right now, but it's all flashed with this special flashing tape. But all cement, fiber cement siding that we put in, including the corner boards here, all the trim. There's a lantern junction box there for your light here at the garage door. Okay, that's all vinyl. So basically your whole house outside is completely rot proof. Right? There's nothing out here that can even rot. Everything's either fiber cement, aluminum, or fiberglass. Okay, you got some nice beautiful fiberglass columns. When those are all painted up, they're going to look gorgeous. Okay, so let's take a quick walk around. Again, I apologize for the mess, but it's construction, it's progress. Mess is progress. All right, so actually they still have a little ways to go on the siding here. You can see that. I'm actually glad I can show you this. This is our Typar building paper that we use. It's a superior product. I encourage you to look it up online. It's far superior than anything else on the market. Okay, as we walk around here, you see your two windows there on your dining room. Okay, and you'll notice too the seams in that paper, we tape everything, and we tape it with the actual brand name, same brand name as the thing, because that's what it says to do. So we follow the manufacturer's instructions. We don't want to have any issues later on. Okay, so walking around to where your screen lanai will be is right here. Alright, so I'm going to show you a couple other standard things that we do that we're real proud of it, so I like to show it to you. See how that black paper, that's so that if there's any little gaps or anything later on in the siding, there's no way that's going to cause any rot. We put an ice and water shield there, we tape it off. Okay, around the windows, you see that we tape around the windows specific, it's kind of hard to see, but this is actual flashing tape right here. It's very sticky and gooey, and we put that right over the window flange, and you see that the pattern that we use to overlap it, this is underneath. It doesn't require it underneath, because you just picture water hitting this, it wants to drip over that flap. Okay, if we put the tape over that, the water could go in behind the tape and you'd have a problem. So everything we kind of use a roof shingle effect, so that you think about water coming down and over like that. So that's the theory that we use on everything. So you can see up here around this door, you can see the paper, tape, water can come right over, down, all that right there. Right down, all the way down, right to the concrete. So nothing will leak. Okay, even around these electrical outlets, you can just see the amount of work that they do to tape these properly, so that, you know, even though this is underneath the screen lanai and it probably will never actually see direct rain, you could squirt a garden hose on this right now and it wouldn't leak. So we really take a lot of pride in the way that we do those, and you should too when you have your house. We want you to be able to show it off. So this is the additional patio that comes with the screen lanai. You have an outlet right there, so you have an outlet outside the lanai and inside the lanai, which is nice. You got recessed lights and a ceiling fan junction box here on the lanai. And then you have a lantern light fixture that would be outside the screen door there. This is the back windows of your great room there. Let me back up. Okay, there's your spotlight right between the group of windows, and then the 3 windows in the master. Right there, roof's all done, looks good. Okay, everything's looking good. I'll give you a quick look this way. We got a house next door under construction. Some houses finished down there. Okay, the berm is right here. It's beautiful. Palm trees just planted. Everything's looking great. Over here we've got some getting ready to pour concrete. Another house being framed up. We got the lagoon. Again, the berm behind me. Alright, so let's wrap this up for you. Walk around this right side of the home. Actually, the left side of the home. Okay. Got a bunch of stuff poking out the side of the house. That's for air conditioning, for electricity, for water heater, all that stuff. Okay, bathroom window there. Again, everything all flashed and taped properly. Oh, here's something to show you. This is the garden hose out back. You see, look at this rubber membrane right here. You see, look how tight that fits around that pipe right there. There's no way water is going to get in around that right there. All right, so what happens is the siding guy will push that flush to the house, and then he's going to add that tape and flap it all over accordingly. Okay, so he has just yet to do that, but that will be done as part of his job. Okay, this is where the air conditioning will be later, the compressor. Okay, bunch of stuff going on there. Again, here's the pipe sticking out for the water heater. Again, you can see that we've got that membrane around there. Okay, we got the gas line. That one's all taped already. All right, so the guys will finish up the rest of it today. Electric meter, all that stuff. Okay, looking down the street, coming out front, and we're back around front. So I'm just walk out in the street and pan out, and we'll be all set. You got questions, you got my email, give me a call. All right, so there we go. Okay, I hope you found this informative. Have a good day.